toxin now in water called atrazine. So atrazine in laboratory will make two male frogs attracted to each other. They'll have sex and changes their sex. It's in our water.
It bothers me that how the fuck does the government allow this shit to happen, man? It's like crazy.
You're getting hit daily with your daily dose of toxins, and some of them are castrating you. I will warn you, there's a lot of charlatans in the industry, and there's a couple of guys that are getting pretty big that tell you they know when you're gonna die, and total bogus, bro. It's total bogus. That nobody can do that. But can we push the boundaries? And now, yes. Do hormones cause cancer? Yeah, if they're not bioidentical. Does the hormone inside of you cause cancer? No, it doesn't. It's protective. But because we're running out of that stuff sooner than we're supposed to because of how toxic our environment is, you need to replace it. But now if you replace it with a testosterone that's not like yours, then yes, your body will attack it.
LFG fam, we just shot a fucking banger right now. I can't wait till you hear this shit. It's like next level. No one's talking about this. Shout out to our sponsors, because without them, this shit wouldn't be possible. Shout out to Ringba. Shout out to Adam Young, the paper call revolution. There's big, big money in paper call, whether you're someone who's a novice looking to get into it, whether you're someone who's already doing it, putting up big numbers. Let's fucking do this, guys. Get the fucking book on Amazon. We're going to drop a link here. Take your shit to the next level. Let's fucking go. This is going to be my favorite episode of the LFG show right now. I'm fucking pumped. I don't even want to sit down, bro. I want to stand the fuck up, man. I really do. I got so much like passion behind what we're going to talk about. I'm here with my man, Dr. Marcos D. Andrade, also known as Dr. D. And bro, for the longest time, I still have you on my phone as Dr. Dre, man.
Oh, a lot of people do that.
I don't know. Bro, it would ring, right? This guy, he's a co-founder of Biohacks, which is an anti-aging performance company. I don't even think that says enough about what you guys do. You guys are doing some amazing shit. You're dealing with high caliber people, next level shit. I mean, you're getting me on the next level, man. I felt like I was already there. You got me like over there, and I can't. It's only been a year, so I can't fucking imagine where we're gonna go. And I'm excited to have you on the show because we deal mainly with digital marketers, people that are in pay per call, putting up big numbers. But at the end of the day, health is so connected to your performance in business. It's connected to your performance in your relationship. So that's why I'm so excited to have you on your show, because you're dealing with celebrities, with major sports athletes. You check out his Instagram, you'll see he posted with somebody. You posted with Jake Paul the other day, and Paul Logan, right? Obviously, for them to come to you says there's a lot of fucking trust involved. So I'm beyond fucking pumped up. We only have maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I think we're gonna have to do 2 of these, man, because there's gonna be so much fucking information. So Dr. D.
Hey, appreciate you, my brother.
Super pumped to have you on the show, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm blessed, graced, for your words, and yeah, let's get it popping. Get these people some
let's fucking go,
health
baby.
and wealth. So
let's talk about this. So let's go first. Let's jump into this, man. I mentioned when did you start Biohacks? Like, tell us about the whole origin of the whole situation.
Oh, bro, when I started rewind.
Yeah, let's go back. Okay.
8 years ago. No, 8. Yeah, I'm going to be 39 actually this weekend. So yeah,
looking
30.
Fantastic too. By the way.
Yeah, almost 40, bro, almost 40. I was a researcher at Cleveland Clinic here, the one in Florida. After med school, blah blah blah. I wanted to be a trauma surgeon. I was just kind of waiting in line to get into surgery, and just get the diagnosis of depression. And I'm not a depressed guy, man. I'm a happy guy and so forth. Hustler from Newark, New Jersey, just
Newark,
like
New Jersey in the
Let's
house.
Go.
I just found out about that like a couple months ago. I got you the shirt, Newark's for Hustlers, right?
Yeah.
We got to take
and our medical director from Newark as well. And
He's awesome.
So, anyways, I had everybody has their go through, bro. And I had my go through. I was, pushing hard, a lot of different jobs, son of immigrant parents. We did what we had to do to live the American dream. And then at 30, I was just like done. I didn't really have depression. Long story short, I quit everything. I flew to South America. My mom's from Brazil. They do a lot of like more functional regenerative medicine kind of stuff there. I flew over there and I met with this doctor, like this celebrity doctor actually. And he's like, bro, you don't have depression. And I'm like, well, so what do I have? And he's like, oh, you have burnout. What the heck's burnout? And he's like, I'm seeing in your blood. I'm like, seeing in my blood burnout? If any traditional doctors listening out there, it's like, no, there's no such thing, and many docs will dismiss me right now for just what I said and how I presented it, right? And but once he did my salivary cortisol levels, he saw some on another side. He saw chemical toxicities and things that I had issues with, hormone imbalances, and I was like, bro, is this fixable? He's like, yeah. So in 6 months, he had me back online. And I felt like Rocky 3 or Rocky 4, whatever it is, the comeback story. I felt great. And I had fallen out of love of medicine. I was like, I don't want to do all this crazy medication, all these surgeries. And there's a lot of like dark that I had seen there that I'm like, I don't want to partake in this industry. And I got an MBA. I was like, I'm going to be a businessman. But in the process, I knew how to fix myself. I went to go fix myself. And that I was patient number 1 of Biohacks, which didn't even exist at the time. And then long story short, I had a seminars company. I started a seminars company in, doing health seminars.
So these were simultaneous at the same time?
Yeah, as I was fixing myself and learning about this, I opened I started working with that. And then I would talk to guys like you and me, entrepreneurs, and some of them were trending. Their performance was dropping. Some of them were already like dropped. I would get off stage and they'd pull me aside and it's like, Doc. And then boom, just like, Doc, I don't feel right or whatever. I'm losing my gas in life, or Doc, I'm winning. How do I stay up here? And I'm like, hey, I can help you. So I started, helping people with the biohacking thing, but it was just like on the side. And at first it was free. And then it was like, hey man, I gotta charge you like $150, $200. That was like my initial thing, dude. And then fast forward just a little bit, I got my first celebrity, like huge. That was an idol of mine.
How did you get the celebrity though? Just word of mouth or?
Yeah, I've always been word of mouth. I literally did a lady that worked for him and they saw her transform. I didn't even know she worked for the person. I can't say their name.
Unbelievable.
But like a legendary rapper, like one of the greatest of all time. And all of a sudden she calls me. She's like, I need you to see this person. I'm like, who'd you say? And she's like, this person. I'm like, nah. You're BS. She's like, I work for him.
You're like, yeah, bullshit.
She's like, I work for him. I'm like, no. So I went there and it was super cool, bro. And then it just started a cycle, like one after another. And then people referring, and you just do a great job and people will talk and you transform somebody. And yeah, that's how the company grew, man. I didn't plan this out. I couldn't plan this out.
Damn, that's such a great fucking story, because it's like you started as a side hustle, and also you were patient number 1.
Bro, if you see my before and after, I never showed you my before and after.
I want to see that, yeah.
Yeah, we could probably pop it up on the podcast, like when I was feeling like trash. It's crazy, dude. Dude,
I love that story, right? And I'll talk about myself. I mean, I found you for referral. One of my best friends, the best man at my wedding, I was calling Dr. Nick Buffano from New Jersey.
Love him.
He's been on doing peptides, and he was the kind of guy, we go to restaurants in Jersey, he was getting the glass water, like the fucking mineral water. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? He's getting too bougie for me, right? Meanwhile, I'm getting like the regular water. And he was onto some shit. And now I'm the same way. I don't fucking drink plastic water. I want microplastics in my body, right? That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I see him. He's in optimal shape. His business is killing it. Don't get me wrong. He's dealing with the regular shit from running a business, but the guy's on a right trajectory. So Tony Robbins, we're both a big believer in him. We both, part of it. He says success leaves clues. So when I see Nick crushing it, he's into health, I'm into health, let me do what he's doing. He's like, yo, you got to talk to my man, Dr. D. He got us connected together. I've been going to you for a year. I refer probably, 6, 10 people. I have no clue who the fuck, but like, I know they're happy with you, man. And that's what it comes down to. You provide value, it fucking opens up doors. You provide value for that celebrity or their assist, whoever it was, boom, that got you to 1, then it multiplied, right?
Yeah. And you it's kind of like you build it, that will come. In my head, because I went to medical school, right? So in my head, there's no, bro, I would do this for free. You know what I'm saying? I love what I do, and I have done it for free. But now I got a lot of staff to pay. I got other doctors to pay. Got to keep lights on. And it's just like, it doesn't even cross my mind not to try the best with somebody, like, okay, let's get this person tip top shape. The only thing that slows me down is if the person isn't committed to themselves, right? If they don't want to do it, it's like, then it's not a good fit,
Absolutely.
But bro, you just do an excellent job with somebody and get them to like change their life, feel different. The key word is feel. And their performance starts to increase. And then they start to, I can't tell you how many times people tell me, hey doc, I'm making more money because of how I feel, how I look. One thing is walking into the room chubby, no offense out there. I don't hope to offend anybody, but the other thing is walking into the room and you walk with a different presence and your own confidence, the electromagnetic frequency that you're releasing in that room, like when you're more people are like, oh my God, there's a difference there, dude. There's a difference.
And that's why I came to you, right? Let me tell you, the reason I came to you, another reason is that I was about to sell my company, right? We were talking to all these private equity companies, and they were like interested in our company, eight-figure exit. And I'm like, I got to be ready for this shit, man. I want to be in top shape. I want to make sure that I'm going to these meetings with a clear head. Unfortunately, during that whole period of time, our earnings went the other way. The valuation dropped 40%. And our company, I mean, my partner and I are like, yo, fuck it, we're not going to sell anymore. We're just going to, rebuild this whole thing. But in doing that, though, I'm so glad I got on the regimen because it was stressful, man. We were like, man, we're thinking about selling the company for, tens of millions of dollars. And now we're like, yo, are we even going to fucking be around, man? Like, what the hell? All these things came together economically that impacted us, but we made some really, really good decisions, right? And I think a lot of decisions that we made, a lot of it was because I had clarity. When I started with you, my cortisol levels were through the roof. I forgot the level. I was like sky high. I thought that shit was normal. I'm like, that's just part of being an entrepreneur, right? And then you guys got me on some protocol, DHEA, all these things, NED plus. My cortisol levels dropped 70%. And that happened during all this time. And I'm glad it did because, like, when you're going through stress, you're emotional. You're making bad decisions. So I feel like even though we didn't get the end result, like, we were able to get ourselves out of that mess, right? And I know when it happens, we have the opportunity, we're going to be a lot more valuable because now we're leaner, man. So I want to thank you for that because,
appreciate that,
bro. I mean, and not only that, I go to these shows. I feel like I'm a walking billboard for you guys. I'll be on stage speaking. I'm like, bro, what the hell, Dave? Like, I've always been in good shape, but you guys got me at another level. Like, I got to get different T-shirt size now, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, but bro, you got, like you said about the aura. I'm a high energy person. I think energy is the ultimate currency. People want to be around people with a lot of energy, man. If you have good energy, it's contagious, man. So that goes back to what you were saying, man. What are your thoughts? You have other clients that have had that same experience? Are you what's like the best fucking story, like, from one of your clients?
Oof, bro, I have so many stories of those. It's, I mean,
like the top one that, like, boom, there.
well, for a story,
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, I have to be careful with details here, but an addiction case. It's a very touchy story. This guy comes to me with his wife, and it was one of those cases of the wife dragging her husband, to the doctor. And he's like, I don't want to go to the doctor, man. Like one of those tough guys.
Yeah.
Big belly, tired, she's telling me that, she's like really pushing to try to get through her marriage, really good lady, and she's telling me like, bro, this guy eats dinner on his lazy boy chair and like he could put the plate on his stomach. She's like, and she's telling me that she's telling herself, till death do us part, till death do us part. She brings me the guy. And I told her the guy didn't even want to look at me. The guy's like, yeah, okay, bro. So then I saw his blood and I'm like, bro, you're feeling like this and like this, like this, like this, like this, right? Because you can tell a lot of stuff.
Just
right?
by looking at his blood.
Yeah, and then I'm like, you're not sleeping, no sex drive, energy's low, and the guy's like, starts looking at me kind of a little funny. And I like to really get into it with the person. I really like to take that person in the conversation, to step on that mountain of life, take inventory, right? Like what you just talked about, your resilience. That's the key word. You were going to sell, you didn't sell, and you were resilient to it. And, and you reinvented yourself with your partner. You can't do that if your biological footprint is a mess. You cannot do that. Okay. You cannot do that if you're relying on other chemicals, kind of Wolf of Wall Street style, like, no, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to rev that engine too hard. You see what I'm saying? And this guy, he takes a leap of faith and he starts the protocol. That guy had to do a massive detox and so forth, etc. And he started the protocol, handed it off to my team, the docs and so forth. Never heard from him again. The team was following up lightly, whatever, bro, but he was on. He was just he wasn't communicating much with the team, but later I found out he was doing everything religiously. About 6 months later, at my old office, I happen to look towards the street, and this guy just goes, wow, like hits the door open hard, like cracking the floor, like stepping hard in, like around into my office. But at the same time, I start to look at him. I'm like, whoa. And then he comes close. It was all glass, so I could see the whole, but his face was just like, I didn't know if that guy was about to like kick my ass, start crying. I mean, his face was just like, and he comes into my office, slams that door open too. He's like, listen, man. And he starts crying. I got to tell you something. But at the same time, I'm looking at him. I'm like, this guy's jacked. No, he got really jacked. To a point, I'm like, he did some other stuff. I'm like, he took like steroids and stuff. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He's like, you changed my life, dude. And he starts crying. He tells me, he's like, you're the first person I'm going to tell this, because I'm going to tell this to the rest of my family today, including my wife. He's like, I was addicted to opioids and I stopped. And he's like, it's been a month. He's like, I don't know how to tell my family. He's like, but I want to start with you. And he's like, I feel so good. He's like, I felt like crap before. I felt terrible about myself. He's like, because now I feel, that's the key word, I feel good. I was able to throw that stuff out. That's super, and Dave, that's a very, very addicting drug. And he's like, I was able to get rid of that. And he's like, I'm producing more. And then he lifts his shirt up. He's like, look at me. Look at me. No, but I'm telling you, the guy got jacked. I'm like, yeah, I see. I'm like, I see you. And he's like, bro, I started crying too and all that stuff. Like, and that was way in the beginning. That story motivated me so much, and it motivates me. Those wins for me, when I see people winning, yeah, sure, all of us like to get paid, but dude, there's no better paycheck, especially for a guy. I went to medical school for this, not for the medicine they taught me how to practice. I went to medical school for this, to win with my patients, with my clients. You see what I'm saying? So when I see these wins, bro, it motivates me so much. And I was broke for years just for the love of medicine. I've failed some exams, and it's like, this is my true passion. I'll do this when I'm 90, 100, I'll probably go teach medicine. I probably know I will, and to see people winning like this is that, I mean, I have tons of stories like that though. That's the one
that's amazing, and I've seen the results of this. I was talking about my wife, she's, my wife's very much in health. Her and I have very similar eating pattern. We really connected based on our love for nutrition, health, wellness, all that sort of stuff. But I just signed her up. She got blood work with you guys last week. She's going there today to examine it, right? Yeah, and I'm pumped up about it. And it's just great. When you feel good, you're just better around your family. And especially for entrepreneurs, because, listen, I'm in digital marketing. You talk about Wolf of Wall Street. I grew up in that environment. I have my Series 7 license. I go hard, bro. I'm the kind of guy that goes to the damn. I was just in Dubai. There's no sense of time over there. Sleeping 2 hours a day. I'm going out hard, And when I say I'm going out, I'm working while I'm doing it. I'm network. I'm talking to people. Hey, what can we do? How can we create win-wins? And I go on stage. I'm known for that in the industry. Like, I can go out and I can still make my shit happen. I'll go on stage, rock the fucking crowd, blah, 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 right? But going back to that, I feel like being on this protocol helps you with that, man. I haven't been sick since, I get sick maybe once, twice a year, like normal kind of shit. I've flown 115 flights since I got started with you. Haven't got sick one time. I was in Vegas at a show. Everyone got COVID. Everyone got flu. I never get sick. The glutathione, right? That glutathione, zinc, the vitamin C, I feel like that's the thing that helps me. The conjunction, the other stuff I'm taking, the magnesium, it's all interconnected, man. So the point of what I'm trying to say is that, when you're sick and you're bedridden, how are you going to fucking make money? How are you going to think of deals, right? I think the people in my industry, they're like artists. They're any entrepreneur, the creativity is where the money comes from, right? When you're trying to create a new pay-per-call campaign or create new leads online, you got to be thinking of new angles, new ad angles. And I think the clarity I get, the lack of I'm not sick, I can fly 115 flights. People are like, Dave, how the fuck do you do it? I mean, this is giving me my edge. And at the end of the day, entrepreneurs need an edge, right? And I think that's what you're doing. You're collapsing timeframes for them.
You just said the word. I was waiting for you to finish that part. Yeah. It's the edge.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, bro. And that's why a lot of athletes don't post swim. A huge majority.
Oh, you think they don't want their
no? Tell me all the time.
It kind of makes sense. Yeah.
They tell me this all the time. There's like, bro, I don't want people to know who's my edge.
Wow.
Oh, all the time. I get that all the time.
I never thought about that. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, bro, I hear that all the time.
Wow.
I'm not the type of guy to also. I prefer been doing this for.
Fuck, I might not air this podcast anymore. I don't want my competition knowing my edge right here. It's like I don't get it.
Hey, but you spread the love, bro. But,
yeah, of course. I'm fucking around.
But the thing is, like, I prefer being low key, just because of the community I work with. Especially my personal clients. Like I know they value their privacy and so forth, and so do we. But I hear that all the time, all the time. And the thing is, it's not only having an edge, but also because there's services out there that are very similar to what we're doing. But where do we really stand out? And this is some advice for the general audience out there, because you'll go to a lot of people or even conferences, these biohacking conferences, like, oh, this is anti-aging and hormone therapy. A lot of people say, like, oh, you do hormone therapy, or you're a hormone clinic. Bro, if you want to annoy the crap out of me, it's like, no, I'm not a hormone clinic. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or you do anti-aging. No, that's not what I do. We do medicine. head to toe. We do lifestyle management and performance, period. And for that, we need to analyze. You just talked about the water, right? We need to analyze, yes, the water that you're drinking. Like there's a toxin now in water called astrazine, right? Astrazine, and this is just to give an example. There's one of the guys running for president. He's actually talking about it in his campaigns. He's using this as something in his campaigns. So astrazine, check this out, dude. In laboratory, will make two male frogs attracted to each other, and they'll have sex and changes their sex.
Damn.
Oh, it's in our water.
Bro, I'm like, as you were talking about, I was getting pissed. It bothers me that how the fuck does the government allow this shit to happen, man? It's like crazy.
Oh, dude, I just, today I was talking to, it's pretty much America's most prominent attorney. And he sent me this article, whatever, that, something with Kellogg's and da-da-da. And it's like, where they've promised to take out the red 40 and all that garbage from the food, and they don't. These are all cancerous molecules, man. We check you in the blood for that. So when you come and tell me, all right, hormone clinic, no, I'm not a hormone clinic. We do epigenetics. So that's really, we base all our science on epigenetics, which is to see your rate of aging. So if you're toxic with astrazine and red 40 and this and that, yes, it's going to affect your hormonal levels. Yes, it's going to affect your testosterone. Yeah, it's going to affect, but my guys, the other MDs and DOs and naturopaths, all, health coaches, it's like they're looking at the higher level. I'm like, look at the root cause. We have so many environmental toxins and parasites, and you're getting hit, man. I'm not trying to be Mr. Doom and Gloom. You're getting hit daily with your daily dose of toxins. And some of them are castrating you. They are cutting your balls off a little bit every day. And then you want to go and be Mr. Entrepreneur. Let's go, da-da-da-da. And you don't have what you were saying before the show, the human currency. And it ain't dollars. It ain't Ferraris. It's called energy. That leads to a life of vitality. And you see, so if you're not aligned biologically with your freaking vision board, with what you want to do, you are by default losing. Oh, I'm on the top of the game right now. For how long? For how long? You need to take inventory into what's inside your blood, man. I always say that, bro. And to my personal clients, I'm like, I'm already, I deal with some of the best. They're winning already. And I tell them all the time, we got to keep you there as long as possible. That's the biggest thing. And be a trendsetter. Be a trendsetter. Take it to the next level. Your performance is intimately connected with your biology.
Our audience, rewind. You got to listen to that, what he said again. That is fucking so powerful, right? And that's why I came to you. I'm always looking for an edge. I think any entrepreneur needs to have that edge. And to me, my father passed away a month ago, right? 77 years old. That was too young, man. This guy was tops. He was the tops in the platoon in the Marines. You see picture of him jacked. It was kind of sad. Like, we were at the funeral in Cranford, and I got like pictures of him, like, what happened to this guy? And I love him. I feel bad even saying that, but bro, it's like you let yourself go, right? And shit happens. You start eating the bullshit food that's out there. You don't take care of what you put in your body. That's what happens, man. And like, I'm trying to go as far as I go. I'm trying to get to like 120 in great fucking shape, man. You think is that even possible, man? Like, if someone optimized themselves, like working with you, like, where do you think we can push our life to? What's that number?
You just hit the nail on the head on, that's like my life's work.
Yeah.
Because longevity and performance are connected, right? Take a 1966 Ferrari, right? That's all rusted out and so forth, right? And you take now the same car that's in mint condition. Which one's going to perform better? The one that's in mint condition. Which one's going to live longer? The one that's in mint condition and it's been maintained.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a systems model, right? Now, rewind about a year and a half ago, the lab that we do our epigenetic testing flew to me. They're like, hey, we want to talk to you. I'm super close with the owner. I'm like, sure. He's like, I want to talk to you in person. I was like, okay. He's like, do you know who has the largest epigenetic database in the world? I said, I don't know, Harvard? He's like, you do. I'm like, oh, wow. Crap. I'm like,
I thought you were going to say Google. I'm like, how's that bother?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Because our blood exams are so, not that we have like 20,000 people. Yeah. He's like, your database is so complex. He's like, because you do like, you'll do testosterone, but you do gluten, you do cortisol, you do neurotransmitters, you do parasites. He's like, your database is so insanely complex. And he's like, and we're seeing as you guys, because the lab is seeing, this group, their treatments are being successful or not being successful and slowing down the rate of aging. And he's like, bro, you guys are top notch. He's like, you guys are actually literally slowing down your clients' rate of aging. And we see it. you know, one thing's 1, 2, 3, but the other thing is like when you start to hit a couple thousand people and it's like, oh, okay. So we want to publish, actually. That's something, and that's going to be my academic proof to the world. I want to say like, hey, if you do this, yes, it is possible for you to, I'm going to do a little play on words. I love saying this, to die as late, as young as possible. Okay. There is a huge, just so you understand a little bit of my industry, there are some, like, I think crazy docs trying to find the magic pill. One pill or 2 pills that you can take that's going to make you live longer. Why? Because then it becomes a patentable thing and they can sell it. Just like, you know, Tylenol's patented and statins are patented and whatever. And then, you know, I think statins belong to Pfizer and they make X amount of.
It's crazy.
No. You follow the laws of nature, bro. I'm a very like spiritual guy. You were built in a certain way. The same way the car is built in a certain way, an airplane's built in a certain way. I don't know if you believe in God or whatever, but I believe in God. You're created. He built you in a certain way. So respect the laws of the grand design, dude. Give your body the glutathione, the amino acids, the peptides, the stem cells, the whatever. And you'll see your body, you'll see your brain, your energy, and it starts to affect you in even higher quantum levels. I'm super into quantum medicine. Your aura, everything starts to change. Your mood starts to change. And then all of a sudden your life starts to align, dude. I have the craziest stuff happening to me today just because of how aligned my life is. And I'll tell you this in 60 seconds, bro. I bought a boat. It's kind of big. It's 79
I've seen
feet.
it online. It's gorgeous, yeah.
Bro, do you know, bro, this is so crazy. We're in March. I bought it in December. In February, I'm looking through some pictures and I got a little confused. I saw my wife and me, some pictures of us on that same boat, but the pictures are 6 years old. And and actually we're in the studio of the guy. He requested me. We're in Roger's studio. Roger requested me a few years ago when I had no money, broke. I was figuring this whole thing out for some yacht company here in Miami to take some pictures. And we took the pictures. And I was like, wow, I had never been on a boat or whatever. I put that crap on my screensaver. And that's when I was starting to, you know, feel better and, you know, things were going. Bro, I bought the same boat.
That's amazing.
I bought the same boat.
Bro,
it's behind my house.
That's fucking
It's
amazing.
like, and I told my wife, I'm like, holy smokes. I'm like, it's the same
Did
boat.
she realize that too? Was she like?
Yeah, bro. We're like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, am I saying it's just because of how we feel? No, but it's part of it.
Part of the momentum. There's a snowball effect.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And you start to get wins, and your friends win, and everybody's winning, bro.
You all win together, man. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, dude. So. Yeah, man, it's just a beautiful journey with your biology, but it's a nebulous world and a lot of people don't understand. And unfortunately, my kind, the doctors themselves, they don't understand.
It's tradition. They're stuck in their own ways, right? And you have to think outside the box. You're looking at it from like a media buyers. Look at shit from a different angle and how do you approach things, right? By looking at a different angle, you're going to get the answers and you're going to be doing shit that other people aren't doing. And that's going to make you unique. That's going to give you the edge. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
So I don't know if you answered the question. What age do you think that is? Like, is there a number you think we could push 120, 150? I mean, maybe it doesn't even fucking matter. I guess it's just, you know.
So I will warn you, there's a lot of charlatans in the industry, and there's a couple of guys that are getting pretty big that tell you they know when you're going to die.
Yeah,
and
I've heard about that shit.
No.
Sounds
total bogus, bro. It's total bogus. That nobody can do that. And I told you that I do work in epigenetics and research. But no, there's not a specific answer, okay? Like just, you know, a true, if you go into the audience out there, you go to somebody that starts playing around with your, you know, oh, I know when you're going to die and this and that. No, don't run.
Well, I love that answer. That's true.
That's an honest answer, bro. I can't give you some BS answer, you know? But can we push the boundaries? And now, yes. I mean, like my own rate of aging, I'm aging right now, instead of aging 100% of the 12 months that go by in a year, I'm aging at about 75%. Wow. It's called the rate of aging.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a true test called the Dunedin Pace Score. We use that test. It's one of the most modern epigenetic clocks there are. We're at the 5th generation. They all started around 2015. Right now, we're currently at the 5th generation of clocks. So it's like the 5th generation of technologies coming out, which is extremely precise. But we cannot yet, to give you a quantifiable answer, we cannot yet, like, hey, Dave Stodolak, on your track right now, 119 in 2 months. No, you can't do that.
I love it. That goes back, that's tied to my industry too. Like, and I want to talk about this. A lot of my success, and a lot of people I know success in my industry, and I think any industry, comes down to being transparent, being truthful. And that's exactly what you did. And I think that ties into what I was going to ask you. You obviously, when you're dealing with celebrities, you're dealing with athletes. These are people who are just next level people, right? And they really, their health, their appearance is super, super important, right? So, I mean, how do you gain their trust, right? I think once you do gain their trust, it's like, what do you do? Maybe is it the transparency? Like, you talk to me, is it just your whole process? Maybe it's just a word of mouth. I mean, because to me, that's where the money is. If you can create value for someone that's, high profile, whatever, that's going to open up doors. That one win will turn into like hundreds of wins, right?
Bro, there's celebrities that have brought me millions in business.
Sure.
Like, just because of,
and that's as of today. That doesn't wait till 10 years from now. That's
I've been super grateful for them. Just like, I have no words, bro. Like, I mean, I've made paintings for some of them. I've friggin' done like artwork just out of gratitude. I'm like, it's just like the amount of revenue these guys have brought in just because. But yeah, in the beginning, it's always weird. They're very, very weird to work with. And it's not only them, it's their team. Sometimes and there's been celebrities I've walked away because classically, the arrogant trainer comes in and, what's this, what's that, or whatever, or another doctor steps in and I'm like, listen, I'm not up for this, so that's happened maybe like 5 times where I'm like, nah, just.
How do you handle it? Do you like warn them like, hey, this is how it works? And if
I'll show you all the studies. I tell them, look, I'll show you all the studies of what we're doing. It's nothing I'm making up. You lead in medicine. You lead with studies. Yeah. Okay, you lead with the research. You lead with the research, and here's the research. Oh, like a classic one. Do hormones cause cancer? Yeah, if they're not bioidentical. Okay, if you for example, your body's producing testosterone, right? You got a little boy, you're producing testosterone all your life. Does the hormone inside of you cause cancer? No, it doesn't. It's protective. All right. Does the vitamin D inside you cause? No, it's protective. What's in there is protective. But because we're running out of that stuff sooner than we're supposed to because of how toxic our environment is, you need to replace it. But now if you replace it with a testosterone that's not like yours, then yes, your body will attack it. And it could cause a high level of an inflammatory response, leading into a cascade that will culminate in autoimmune disease or neoplasia, which is cancer. Now, you tried it sometimes to prove this to other docs that we're trained that a hormone is a hormone. We're not trained in the difference of bioidentical, non-bioidentical, blah, blah, blah. So now sometimes they'll come in with a big team that has different, a little bit more closed-mindedness on this, and yeah, it does prove difficult. But yeah, the problem is gaining their trust. But when they do and they feel comfortable, man, it's like, and you help them win more, bro. You help them bring in those W's. They don't let you go, dude.
And then they tell the people they love, like, I'm bringing my wife now, right? I brought like people that I work with that I like as well. That I'm doing well with. Like, I want them to be healthy because then we're gonna keep creating memories, doing a lot of shit together, making money. It's not just about the money, it's about the memories, right? I mean, I know you just came from Europe with your wife, probably had an amazing time there, right?
I had to, yeah.
And that's fun. What to me it's like, because when we're gone, the money's not going to be, you're not going to take it with you, right? You can leave it to your kids or whatever, but you can create those memories, and you go look back at that picture 6 years ago, like, wow, that's the fucking yacht. I own that yacht now. Like, or I always dreamed about living here. Now I'm living there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it's all connected at the end of the day. And that's what I like about it, because we have this short amount of time on Earth, right? Like, what happens after happens after. We don't know. But the point is that, bro, let's fucking maximize his life, man. Take care of your health. Take care of this shit.
Yeah, and the money thing too. Recently I've been getting asked more about like entrepreneur stuff and how to grow a business and blah, 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 especially in my space, right? Other doctors. Yeah, money's great. But it's about what you said. It's about living a life of abundance.
Yes.
And money's just a tool for that, right? I was able to retire my parents, and the thing that. Sure, it's not the yacht, it's not the cars, it's not the house. Bro, when sometimes I'm looking at the sidewalk of my son holding hands with my dad and my mom and them taking care of him, I'm like, dude, that's what it's about. But you need money for that.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, dude. And then when you provide abundant value and over deliver to the people that trust you to exchange this thing called money for a benefit, and you over deliver, dude, to me, that makes me stupid happy, bro. That makes me crazy happy. That to me, that's, I don't know. To me, that's success.
Yeah, no, for sure. I see it. I see it all day long. So we're talking about money here, obviously. And I think money is, and what we're talking about is a derivative of the value you create. The more value you create, the quicker you're going to make money, the more longevity you're going to have with that. So obviously you're dealing with high level people, right? Let's talk about the mindset of the people. I think that's one thing that I know it's medicine and you're doing things that are changing our lives, but let's talk about that kind of thing. Like what's the psychology between what's a commonality, common traits you see with some of these high level people
Oh, bro,
that you work with?
off the rip, it'll roll off my tongue. Ready? It's one word. Ready? It's insane. And I want to write a book, kind of like Napoleon Hill, like interviewing
Yeah,
the,
Think and Grow Rich.
all the thing, all those guys. Unfortunately, there's I don't know. I'm really like I can't and I won't mention ever names, but there's one quality these guys all have, bro. It's crazy, and it's not smart. It's not, and I'm dramatizing here a little bit. I'm holding back on what it is.
I know. I can't wait to hear, man.
It's not smart. It's not da da da. They're all hungry as hell.
Oh.
That's what they're super hungry, bro. You throw something at them, it's like throwing, freaking meat at a dog that like freaking, it's like a pit bull, bro. They destroy, like if it's an idea they like, they're like, I'm down, let's go. Like, yeah. They're hungry. These guys are not complacent. I do get phone calls, by the way, when they're the whole team, like their managers, obviously I talk to a lot of managers. When these guys are losing the pep in their step, I am the guy that gets a lot of those phone calls, be it a fighter, rapper, musician, actor, whatever it may be. So, I'll get this guy's not doing so well, because that's also their identifier. When they lose that appetite, the whole team's like, yo, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I just actually got a referral from another celebrity for a celebrity. The guy is just like, can't give too many details, but, I'm like, whoa, this is a tough one. The guy's just off a cliff. And that's what makes them, man. Sometimes it's like, no, they're not. Maybe I don't know about the IQ or whatever, bro, but they're hungry, dude. It's insane. You feel it, and I'll tell you this. Number 2 would be their confidence. I said this to my staff the other day. I'm like, my staff's there. They know who these people are. I'm like, remember when so and so walked in the office? What do? They walk, bro. They walk. Me and you will walk into an office somewhere. And we'll stop at the front desk, right? We'll stop and, look for somebody to, hey, I'm Dave, hey, I'm Dr. D, whatever. Where do I go? These guys, they walk in unequivocally. They all do the same thing, dude. The first time they walk into my office, they go straight down the hall as if they're going to go, like, they know where they're going. And I'm always, I end up greeting them in the hall. I'm like, at the end of the hall, my office is at the end of the hall. I'm like, where the hell were you going? It's like, you've never been here. It's like this level of confidence, like, I own you. They walk in, it's like they own the whole place. I'm like, that's interesting. They don't stop at the front, bro. They just keep going. That's something they all do. It's weird to me.
Yeah, I think it's just, they just have a sense of where they're going. They're like, let's fucking go. Is that the LFG shit? Let's fucking go,
and
right?
Confidence, bro. They have confidence through the roof, bro. And hormones and confidence, all that, that's all connected.
Yeah.
Super.
And I want to say something too, because when people hear this that don't understand this protocol, they might be wondering, like, how does this work? I mean, first of all, it starts with blood work. I went to you guys looked at my blood work. You identified where were the issues. My cortisol levels are through the roof. I'm kind of like, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but bro, I was pre-diabetic when I started with you. I was shocked about that shit. How the fuck is that possible?
Not most people.
It was like, I think that's 5 point. There's a certain level, which I was right on the borderline, but I think it had to do with this whining and dining thing. I'm always out. I would go to like Nobu with people. We'd order everything on the fucking menu. So I would leave stuffed, right? So I think that would spike my blood sugar, all that shit, right? So what I noticed, I went down, not pre-diabetic anymore, but it scared the shit out of me because people on the outside like, Dave, how the fuck? You mean you look like you're in great shape? I thought that was a sign. Like, guys, if I'm fucking pre-diabetic, what the fuck are you? Get your test tolerance, get all this shit checked because you never know. So anyway, with that being said, I made lifestyle changes as a result of this. Obviously, listen, this is not cheap, man. It's an investment you make in yourself. But to me, it's about ROI. If I'm spending X amount, how much am I going to make back? And I got to tell you, it's worked. I've gotten great ROI from this. But the lifestyle changes I made, we're both from Jersey. I fucking love pizza. I would have fucking 5, 6 slices. Blah, 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 blah. Now I'm more cognizant. I'll have 2. I'll stop at 2, right? If I have it once every couple of weeks or whatever the fuck it is. So I think those lifestyle changes, and it comes down to habits because success is all about habits. So if you're gorging yourself at Nobu, you gorge yourself later. Then before you know it, those sugar levels go up. It's all correlated at the end of the day. And over years, that's how you have a fucking belly and this starts to happen. That's how you develop this thing and that thing. Cancer could form, right? So I think that's the biggest thing I got out of this. It's not like a magic pill, like you said, like people were talking about. It's the lifestyle changes that result because of that. And that to me has been the biggest thing I've gained out of this. So I want to thank you for that.
No, absolutely, bro. I'm so grateful for your words. And And again, I just happen to put the system together. You sit in front of me without blood work and numbers and data. I don't know anything. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. People ask me that all the time. Sometimes, oh, what do I got to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know you. Well, but I'm talking to you. No. I don't know data. I need to see data. And that's the thing. We're data driven, right? Yep. Once you change that data, like you were saying, that those numbers on the pre-diabetes and so on and so forth, the person starts to change. Their anxiety starts to drop. Happiness starts to elevate, which that's a word that entrepreneurs, I feel like, don't use too much. You need to be happy.
You're right. It's funny.
Yeah, happiness is not a freaking word, entrepreneurs. How many entrepreneurs do you know that are moping around all day?
Oh, you're right, man.
Oh, damn, man. Or this, man.
And they're making all this fucking money, right?
No.
I've been there too, man.
I know. These guys are like crushing it. I'm like, because I'm talking to these guys. I'm like, I need to understand how your life's going. I'm like, bro, okay. All right. There's I remember this, I told people, I'm like,
that's fucking great, by the way.
Yeah. I'm like, you're what is it? What is it? Yeah. I've said this to people before. You're so poor, all you have is money.
Yeah. Wow. That's a fucking banger. Rewind that shit, man.
You're so poor, all you have is money, bro. Wow. Some people, it's just not in them. They can't find the happiness, bro. And then the treatment helps them with that too.
Yeah.
And that's huge. I'm like, what's the point of you hustling like this? Happy and hustle should be together, bro. Enjoy life. Smile.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do something good for somebody. Contribute. Tell your wife, something nice. Do something, bro. Be happy. Spread the happiness, bro. What are you doing all this for? It's like happiness is very important, man. That's something that I with our protocols, we look to increase in people's happiness. It's like, how happy are you? You sit down with somebody and ask them, are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. No. Wait, I asked you a question. Are you happy? You ask that enough to certain people. You ask that enough times, trust me, I've done this. People will just start break down and crying. No, I'm not. I'm like, all right, let's talk about it. And then lots of times I'm seeing it in the blood.
And I think it goes back to your story with the guy who was moping. He probably successful on paper, right, financially, but his wife drags him in there, all moping. And then you made him happy, right? You helped him. He actually followed the direction, right? His
happiness comes from within.
Yeah, it comes from within. But you opened that door and he walked through that door, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's that key word, how you feel. This all boils down to how you feel. Like, anybody comes close to you, bro, you a ball of energy, like freaking happy, like a guy that you come close to you, like your aura, your vibe. It's like, this guy will help me. This guy will do good for me. They'll cross him too. He's from Newark, New Jersey. He has a lot of energy. But you can
Brick
tell
City in the house.
But and you can feel that from you.
Yeah.
And that's something that it attracts people to do business. It attracts people to be around and to network and so forth. And quality number 3 of a lot of these high rollers too, their energy levels are through the roof, man. They can do more stuff. More successful people can do more stuff. It's like, wait, how many years you've been on this earth? 37, and you've done all this. Why are you so accomplished? Higher energy levels. You could either live longer or have more energy. How do these people do so much? They have so much energy.
Yeah, I think it's the ultimate currency. I really think that I should try to trademark that shit, man. Energy is the ultimate currency, man. I see it. I mean, Tony Robbins, right? I saw him in 2006, 2007. I forgot how old. I think he's like 65. To me, he belongs in the fucking Hall of Fame. I mean, he's like an athlete. He's been doing this for like 6 decades, 5 decades, whatever it is. On stage, all like rah rah rah. Like, it's just crazy that energy. But he's also doing these kind of things. He's looking at his levels.
He's super into that.
You have to be. That's the only way you can do what he does. I mean, LeBron James, whether you like him or not, man, he spends a lot of money. He invests in his body. He gets it, man. That's why he has so much longevity. That's why he's a leading point scorer, right? So whether you can't discount that, no matter what you think about it, it's on the numbers. His numbers, he's the highest scorer of all time. He's still fucking going. He might win another championship. So it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, but these guys all have an edge. And if you're out there and you're not doing anything, just like taking inventory of your pantry, I mean, and God forbid you have kids and you're letting them eat a bunch of garbage and all that stuff. If you're not taking inventory on your biology, you are losing.
Absolutely.
If you're not supplementing today, you are losing, period. It's part of our day-to-day. And this cement jungle we live in, because people ask me, Doc, do I need to do this all my life? Is this a new lifestyle? I'm like, Yeah, as long as you're living in these cement jungles, go move into the middle of the Amazon and breathe fresh air and drink fresh water, and no, you won't need it there. But here, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. You got to adapt. I mean, unfortunately, we're in America, right? There's a lot of development going on. There's stuff in the air. You got to be proactive, preventative is what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we were talking about magic pills, right? And people want to be happy. And I don't want to get you in trouble here with what I'm about to say, but like, that right now there's a craze going on with a certain pill, right? With the Ozempic and these kind of drugs. Like, what are your opinions on that? Because I think, and I could be wrong, I feel like if you really take care of yourself and you do the stuff we're doing, you don't need that shit, and there is no such thing as a magic pill, because even with that, there's all these side effects. I'm in lead generation. There is a tort going on where they're getting ready to like, hit these guys, man, for like all these side effects. I heard that people are getting crazy diarrhea. They can't stop. I mean, so what do you think about these things? I mean, is it really necessary?
So these hardcore medications, and then I won't get in trouble, don't worry. But there comes a point. This is how I'll frame it this way. If you've been eating cheeseburgers and all your life, and you came to us with no problems, no severe problems, yeah, sure, we could probably, but if you've come to us acutely because of what you've done chronically to your life, then yeah, I'm like, listen, man, you were unhealthy your whole life. Now you have a big problem, like a cancer or an autoimmune or something like that. Autoimmunes are sometimes still salvageable, but you came with a big problem, super strong heart disease, like you're about to have a big one. You're about to make somebody a widow. And then it's like, yeah, then there's drugs that I'm like, my job is to save your life as naturally as I can. That's it. That's what I tell myself. I got to save your life, and as naturally when it comes into a different scenario. That's not a conversation between me and you. My job is to keep you performing as freaking as best as I can. But when somebody comes in life-threatening, and we have cardiology, neurology, we have a great team for that. It's like, yeah, maybe we're going to use a PCSK9 inhibitor, whatever. That's a drug for the heart. Or maybe we got to use a GLP-1 analog, which it would be the Ozempic and so forth. But yeah, the usage of it right now is totally abused, and it's excessive,
So there's a place for it, where your thing is just being looked upon as a magic pill and being abused right now, is what you would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's just, and it's not done right. I mean, you see these chicks and dudes take Ozempic and they're skinny fat, and they're all flabby all over the place because it's destroying muscle and so on and so forth. There's a place and time for it.
Yeah, and I think what it comes down to, there's really no shortcuts at the end of the day. Even like what I'm doing with you and what these athletes are doing, it's a piece in their arsenal, right? Among other things. After you're athlete, you got to train, you got to eat well. So it's not like I'm going to go to you and you're going to put me on a regimen and I'm going to keep eating like shit. Like, it's all connected at the end of the day, right? So that's what it comes down to. And I think a lot of people want that magic pill. They don't want to work hard for it, so they take it, and then they have these side effects, and like, what the fuck? Whereas if they do it right, properly, invest in themselves with someone like you, change their habits, then they got longevity. It's consistency at the end of the day.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's how you do it. And it's where you set a mindset of higher standards all over. I tell people all the time, listen, you're doing something weird, right? Because we have them injecting themselves daily, taking capsules, doing this, nasal sprays for that, whatever. Now you're doing all this weird stuff, IVs, and sometimes our clients are really into it. They get red light beds at home, hyperbaric chambers. I'm like, all right, now you're really hacking. So these standards have to be pervasive all over. So I'm like, okay, now you got to work out, you got to eat right, and so forth, Yeah. It has to be all over.
I love it. Listen, we can go on. I think we have to do another one of these. There's so much information here, and it's all super valuable. I mean, we work hard. We all, like, everyone I know in my circle that's successful, we bust our asses, right? And we live good lives. But to me, it's like, you could have all the money in the world, but if you're not taking care of your health, that shit goes out the window, right? And especially with my dad passing, it's put a whole new perspective on things for me. I'm trying to be really a lot more present when I'm home with my kids. When I'm there, right? I feel like the last month I've been a lot more present with them, because that's the shit they're gonna remember. They're gonna remember, whatever fuck you spent money on. They'll remember the vacations or whatever. But I think that's the key. And you, man, I feel like I'm so glad I found you at the age I found you at. Because I feel like I'm gonna live a long ass time. My kids we're gonna have memories, man. I don't want them to, get I died all of a sudden from a fucking heart attack or some shit. Because that happens all the time, man. And I want them to know, like, hey, we went out together, we did this, we did that, and like, hey, and I'm setting the standard for them. I'm setting the bar for them, right? So I appreciate that, man. And I don't know, man. We got to wrap this up, but this fucking Dr. D, this guy's amazing. How can people find you, man?
Biohacks.com. And our Instagram is also biohacks with an S, Biohacks, and then an S.
Yeah, I'm glad you spelled it out so people don't get confused. And so Instagram, LinkedIn, anything else?
Yeah, we're on LinkedIn too. Same thing. Biohacks, Biohacks.
Follow him on Instagram because you talk. You have a great Instagram, by the way. Your whole presence there because you're talking about what we're talking about here. You have some nuggets on there, and it's also your lifestyle too. It's very aspirational, and you worked hard for this shit. I know recently. I know we're supposed to wrap up, but you paid off your student loans recently, right? I saw like you put
still going, man. It's me and my wife is 1.5 million.
Wow, I didn't even know. Thank you for sharing that number. I didn't know that 1.5 million. Wow.
Yeah, with interest now, yeah.
I thought it'd be like a few $100,000, which is still a lot because as a medical school.
She's a dentist. So
she's got biodent, right?
Yeah, she's a holistic dentist. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to check that out at some point too because that's also a whole other conversation. It all connected to your brain, right?
Bro. Yeah. I always say, don't go to a doctor that doesn't look at a mouth, and don't go to a dentist that doesn't look at a body. It's all connected. You know.
Damn. So going back to what I was saying, he's like. You don't have to share that with the world. Like, I had all this money in student loans, but you did it. You paid off. I saw one of you paid off 75 grand. I think one of your aunts co-signed for one like years ago. Shit, you showed her. That's part of your story, man. And you're not afraid to show your story. You talk about the good shit, the bad shit. Like, you're not afraid, man. And I think that's we're in an age where people appreciate that authenticity, man. So follow him on Instagram because I'm telling you will get nuggets, whether you're a client of his or not. It'll help create value. And that's what we're here to do. Fucking create value, right?
And I appreciate you, man, bringing me on. And just the energy that you have towards me and towards what I've done, and like you've really been so kind to me, man. And now and always, before, it's always good to run into you, bro. Your energy rubs off in a beautiful way, bro. So I really appreciate you.
I appreciate that, man. That Newark, New Jersey shit.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, let's fucking. This was great. LFG fam, listen to this shit. Listen to it twice. Listen to it 3 times. Get your health in order. Get fucking checked out. Let's fucking go, baby.